Welcome back to Cruising Calypso. This week we take a look at the Riviera 4600, a 46-foot bridge boat that would be a great upgrade to Calypso. Coming up. I was doing some research for the channel this weekend and came across this Riviera 4600. It's a Sedan Bridge type boat, but certainly a more modern interpretation compared to Calypso. There's a lot of things about this boat that I like, and you will too when you get to see what she has. Now, this boat is not inexpensive, and according to information I found, it retails for approximately $1.4 million. Before I get into it, it really helps out the channel if you subscribe, hit the like button, and the thumbs up. We're trying to grow the channel, and we've been doing really well recently, and we sure appreciate your support. This boat has a lot of interesting features that, in my mind, are superior to what you might find from Princess or Sunseeker. It starts with the fact that this boat has a single helm on her bridge, which is very similar to how Calypso is. That frees up a lot of space in the salon and allows her at 46 feet to have 3 staterooms and a couple of living areas in the salon. Access to the bridge is also from inside the salon, a feature I don't think I've seen at all in a boat of this size. It allows you to come and go from the bridge without having to go outside into the cockpit. So let's take a look at the numbers and then we'll get into the layout. So, as I said, she's 46 feet, although 52 feet overall. Carries about 660 gallons of fuel, and she has either 600 or 725 horsepower Volvo Penta diesels running through pod drives. Oh, and she has a 15-foot 7-inch beam, which by comparison to Calypso, which is 14 feet, and she's about 8 feet longer. So that just gives you an idea of the size comparison and what it takes to get that extra stateroom and extra size into play. The 4600 is a sharp-looking boat. You can see from her profile, she does have the large hull-side windows, which are so common today, along with her hardtop and sleek sheer. Starting on her bridge, one thing to note is her command console is all the way aft to starboard. And I'd love to hear from viewers what you think about this arrangement, if you think it's possible to see over the bow. Calypso's command console is all the way forward, and her seating is behind that. So I'd like to hear your thoughts on that location. Moving down to her salon, this is where having only one helm on the bridge makes a lot of difference and opens up a lot of room. As you can see, aft in her salon, she has a seating area with 2 settees opposite each other and a coffee table. Amidships in the salon is her galley, which is U-shaped, and opposite that is that aforementioned stairway up to the bridge. And then all the way forward is a dinette. To port and to starboard is another small seating area. So this is really a lot of space when you compare it to similar sized or even larger boats of this type that have a lower helm station to starboard. They really give up a lot of room in the salon. So it's something to take into consideration. Moving to her accommodation deck, this is where the 4600 really shines. She has 3 decent-sized staterooms, including a primary stateroom all the way forward, a nice guest stateroom to port, and a double stateroom to starboard. And then she has 2 heads, both with their own separate stall showers. Let's take a look at her interior. Here you can see the salon looking aft, and on the port side, which is your right side here, you can see that ladder going above. And then here's looking forward with the dinette to port and the small settee to starboard, looking past the U-shaped galley. Again, another shot of the salon. You can see the dinette and the U-shaped galley and that settee to starboard. This is actually a really nice space on the boat. It's just after the salon doors, but not when you're fully in the cockpit. It's undercover and you can enclose it with isinglass, so it makes for an intermediate space. Of course, now here is the bow stateroom, which does give a nice amount of room for the primary. Shower, which it's nice to have that stall shower. A boat of this size would have stall showers like Calypso does, but it's a nice to have. Here is one of the smaller staterooms to port. And then the opposite stateroom on the other side of the boat. So 3 staterooms is a decent amount of space for a 46-footer. And again, you can see it here in a twin configuration, which it is available in. All the way forward in the bow, not uncommon, she has a lounger. Now looking at the bridge, now here we're looking forward, which is forward of the command console. This is where your guests would sit, and you look past them. As you can see here, the helm station is to starboard, so you look over your guests, which keeps the captain in the conversation, but it does extend the distance for which you have to look past the windscreen, over the bow, to see things coming up close. So again, like to hear from viewers what you think of that setup. And then to port, you can see where the door comes up from the salon, and that does close up with a watertight hatch. Then lastly, her engines, as I mentioned, she has an optional Volvo Penta engines, either 600 or 725 horsepower attached to pods. Thanks for watching.